guys. Welcome to the
Tone Time Podcast.
I'm your host, Luis Munoz, and this is my co-host.
I'm your host, Johnny Gomez, and this is my co-host.
That's
Luis.
true. It can go either way, you know?
No. I'm just kidding.
Okay. This podcast will be about us talking about our business ventures, our business failures, interesting
especially.
stories that you and I experienced in this funny industry we call the music industry.
The music biz. Everybody's dream and nightmare at the same time.
Yes, it is funny how that becomes the thing. So, Johnny,
Yeah.
any interesting repairs this week or cool rigs that you got to do?
Got to do some cool stuff. There is a really interesting repair I have to do that we've already started working on. And I did not build this board, but it's for a pretty established guitar player around here. Does a pretty cool gig, and definitely very much homemade on a plank of wood. The craziest, very clever ideas, but just very sloppily executed. And it works, which is cool. I'm very surprised. Well, it doesn't work right now, but it worked for a long time. And there's just all these crazy, like, spliced wires and, like, crazy, like, the way he powers everything is, like, they gutted this Big Muff pedal, and they put an IEC plug on it, and there's all these holes drilled in it because all the power cables for the few pedals and his axe effects are all hardwired to this IEC thing. And then he's got this like wall wart adapter like stuck to it, and then wires are like connecting straight from the pedals to this wall wart adapter prongs, and it's insane. Very like, wow, okay, that's a very clever idea. I'm blown away that it works. And so I was like, cool, are we doing like a fresh build? And he's like, no. I just want to fix this one thing. And, it was a referral from our good homie, Alex. And I was like, you know what?
Alex Fetter? Linkin Park's?
Yeah.
Alex Fetter?
Of Linkin Park fame. Yeah, dude.
Damn.
Can you believe
Name drop.
Dude, we know him, dude. Isn't that crazy? We're so lucky. And normally I would not even consider working on something like this, but, want to come through for the homie. And it's actually going to be a really easy repair. It's just at first you look at it and you're like, what is this?
Very cool. We got to see an update on that.
I'll
Will
post
you be
about
posting?
it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Dope.
Yeah.
And they can see that where?
At cute.rigs on Instagram.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have a website yet? That's great.
Yeah, one of these days, dude.
Inside joke.
You guys don't have a Patreon?
We have no Patreon.
Damn, bro.
We will. Eventually, you'll be able to pay to see all these cool pictures. But for
Can
now,
they hear our producer?
you cheapskates.
Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
sick. That's
I
our
love that.
producer, Enrique Hinojosa.
Oh, I thought it was Iglesias, dude. My bad.
Hell no,
Another Alex.
dog.
I just got off a tour. But-
yeah, Mr. Traveling Man. I guess we
Yeah.
both did a little bit of
Yeah, I
traveling
guess
in
we
the last
both did a little
Yeah.
traveling.
Not as, I mean, you're the king of that shit.
But yeah, I got back and had a couple things that I had to do. I did one for Mr. Rand Castro, LA's
Ooh.
premier guitar player.
The busiest of the busiest guys.
Yeah, the busiest guy. But he brought a cool PRS, and he wanted it modded for it to fit like regular single coil pickups.
Don't you
and
just love
proprietary items?
I was just waiting.
I mean,
Wanted to bait you so bad.
I know. It's, for people that don't know, like a proprietary item is an item that's exclusively made for that, in our case, this guitar, so only PRS single coil pickups would fit in the cavity.
Right.
So if you, for example, wanted to upgrade to a different brand pickup, they won't fit. So I had to go in and route it so it could, fit in. But it's funny because, you know, I love Rod, but he's like, yeah, you're just going to have to like Dremel that thing
Yeah,
out. And I'm
just a
like,
little bit.
it's like, oh, dude, I mean, you know what? I'm sure that's what people do if you
Sure.
don't have the router
Yeah.
and if you don't know what the hell you're doing. But I was like, yeah, I have to find the
Template,
center
do
line. I
all
got a
that stuff,
template.
yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you know, you got to do it proper because that's the business card.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want people walking around being like, "Oh, did that.
Just quick Dremel, some whiteout, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. So, did that. He loved it. He picked it up yesterday.
Awesome.
It sounded great. Sounded cool, you know, but it's fun. I mean, projects like that are fun.
Yeah,
They're,
you did one for me.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, on
What
the
did I do on?
The GNL Spada, you put the Jazzmaster shaped pickups on there.
That's right. That's right.
Sounds
So,
amazing now.
yeah, it's cool. It's fun.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's fun. Why companies do the proprietary thing, I don't know. I mean, I get it, I guess, you know,
Sure.
but just, yeah, I mean, if anything, you know, if you're wondering out there and you like to like tinker with stuff and things like that, just think of stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, okay, you know, like,
Get a Fender or a Gibson and chop
just,
that.
just, yeah, just,
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun to be able to mess around with stuff like
Right.
that versus like, you know, like a pickup swap on a Strat, the price versus like a pickup swap on a PRS or something that has a lot of proprietary parts. It's like,
And all red wires inside.
yeah. Again, I mean, I don't know. I have no idea why, but that's what they do.
How did you even get into all of this to begin with? Because you love doing these crazy projects for people, or what got you into this?
So I started as a tech luthier. I went
Okay.
to Guitar Craft Academy back in I graduated 2010,
And where is that?
2011. It used to be a building school, like a guitar building course out here in Los Angeles. It's since closed. I
I
think
didn't know they closed it. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now they have a location in Nashville, and my buddy Steve runs it, who's great.
Is that not part of Musicians
It
Institute?
still is.
It still is,
It
okay.
still is. Yeah, but I don't know how much anymore.
Sure.
I have no idea how much they're actually involved,
Okay.
et cetera, et cetera. But you know, I mean, I did that. It's an accelerator program. It's like 6 months. I built 2 guitars. You know, I wasn't crazy about it. Just complete full disclosure. Like it's so fast,
Yeah.
and I didn't really. It's kind of like, I think like how I explain it to people. It's like if you're brand new at guitar and then you want to take lessons from like Paul Gilbert. It's like,
Sure.
you kind of you're wasting a lot of money, and because you know I didn't know what the terms were,
Right.
you know, and also
So
like
they
there's-
assume you know something going in?
I guess I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, it's one of the complaints that I have about
Sure.
the school. You know, it's just like, you know, they're teaching us like the proper names for like the species of woods. You know,
Sure.
Dalbergia, blah blah blah, and it's just like. Now I look back and I'm like, what the fuck? What a waste. I'm sorry. Yeah, sure, great. Like,
Alder.
but
Swamp ash.
no, but like the proper, I can't
Yeah, I
even remember
know.
like
Yeah,
the
why?
scientific
Yeah.
names of like all these woods, you
I
know,
guess
like
that's
the
cool, but-
species of woods, whatever, who cares? Maybe someone will disagree, but I started doing that. You build 2 guitars. They really kind of rush you through it. And
Okay.
I think towards the end, out of frustration, because nobody knows what the hell they're doing, they do a lot of that. It's like kind of like, just, you know, I'll just finish painting it for you. And then
Yeah.
it's, I mean, whatever.
Sure.
Point is, did that. I was in a band with our phenomenal producer, Enrique.
What?
We were in a band together. We did that for a while, but I always kind of just started doing the repair stuff, you
Okay.
know, and I started
Nice.
working around shops in town with like luthiers, and I learned. That's really kind of where I really started learning.
Nice.
And at some point, I would always struggle with this, like, do I want to be a rock star and play, or do I want to be like a luthier and guitar tech and make a living and survive?
So do you want to make money or not?
Exactly. And so I kind of started doing that, you know, and then
Nice.
I think inevitably, like, I started just getting a lot of work.
Yeah.
and it was cool. And I was like, oh, and I enjoy it. I love it. I love working with my hands.
Yeah.
And it uses a different part of my
Yep.
brain, I feel like, versus like trying to be like the session guy.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, too, like now I can say this confidently and not feel bad. I would run into guys like not Rod Castro per se, but like guys that were like at that level. When I
Yeah.
would like do auditions, I was joking on this last tour that like I did one of my first auditions that I did was for Katy Perry.
Wow.
And
At MI?
yeah, at MI. And
I remember, I think I was there. I didn't do the audition,
Uh-huh.
but I remember there was an audition.
it was like an audition to be part of the audition.
Yeah, something like that.
Some
It was
like scam
yeah, in that alley, not the alley, but
bullshit to try and justify. I mean, whatever. This is not not turn this into like
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
vent about
Sure,
schools
sure,
and
sure.
whatnot, but it's like
another episode.
yeah, another episode. Yeah, I started doing that. I was like, I'd struggle with like, do I want to be a session guy or do I want to do this other thing?
Yeah.
And it's not that it discouraged me, but I remember like going up against guys that get these auditions that was like, oh my God, like they clearly have something that I don't have.
Okay.
And I don't know if I want it as bad as these guys do.
Do you mean talent? Do you mean drive or hunger for that
I
life?
think so. And I think I always had like I have a different definition of what I wanted to do with music.
Sure.
Like I don't
Sure.
think I ever felt like I think I'd prefer to write my own songs,
Yeah.
be in an original band
Yeah. Gotcha.
versus like playing for someone as a hired person and learning these songs and I think that I have no drive in. I
Gotcha.
tried it a little bit. I dabbled in it and I never got to like a big level per se, but I was like even like at the things that I was doing I was like I don't care. This
Yeah.
is so like soul sucking for
I
me
understand.
that I have no interest in this. But when it came to like me and Enrique's band, like that was fun for me, like collaborating with people, writing songs
Yeah.
but the other thing just I never had any interest. And
Yeah.
I think I tried it because I went to MI and they kind of really try and like make you a jack of all trades
Yeah.
and this is because that is how you can make a living.
Right.
But I was like, it ain't for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then started doing the repair stuff and everything. And then that inevitably led to teching,
Yeah.
and I think after COVID, there was a big shortage of techs,
Oh, wow.
people that just couldn't stick around or they just wanted a different.
Well, also, too, coming out of COVID, it's like everybody came back at the same time. So I'm sure there was
Yeah.
a shortage of people.
Yeah. And I
Period.
mean, to this day, I still tell people, it's like, there's still like a big shortage of good, high quality, like people.
Because
Like,
wasn't there even a moment where like buses were hard to get?
yeah. How about you, Johnny?
Me? Actually, some parallels there. I have been
You
playing.
auditioned for Katy Perry too.
I did to be her boyfriend. No, I'm just kidding. I started out playing. I did also go to MI. I thought I was going to MI to be like the best guitar player on the planet. Big fish, little pond type of deal.
Because where did you live?
Inland Empire. So I came up in like Riverside, Paris.
That's kind of far. That's what, like an hour away for people that don't know.
Yeah.
Like an
That's
hour.
like, yeah. I don't know if it's a small town necessarily, but there's just, at least back then, there wasn't really anything going on over there. So I was probably one of the best young guitar players in the area.
Mhm.
Then I came to LA to go to MI, thinking I was the shit. And then I got fucking spanked. Got shown in my place. But I still learned a lot. I stuck to it, learned a lot. I thought I was gonna be like an original artist with a band or something, creative music, fell into session, corporate, wedding work as a, working guitar player. And it worked out, like super busy. It's been my living the whole time. I've never had to work a different job than playing guitar.
Real quick,
Yeah.
This is which I find super funny and actually really. You've never had like a regular job.
No,
Like you've never had like an hourly like worked at
no.
McDonald's.
I was going
fucking,
to MI. I got a loan for MI, but I was halfway through MI. I started doing bar gigs, and my dad would have to, because I graduated high school a year early, so I was
nerd.
17 at MI, and my dad would have to sneak me into the bars or like come in through the back or whatever to do these gigs. And then by the time I graduated, I already kind of built a network, and then I started gigging. And it was fun, and it's been cool, and I've been doing that to this day. But like you, my intention was to get into music to make stuff. So when I started doing this pedal board stuff as cute rigs, like you said, it sort of tickles a different part of your brain, I guess, where you're not maybe making songs, but you're making stuff. You're making something. It was just more of a thing that I was doing for myself for a while. You know, oh, I got this gig coming up. Let me build this board. Oh, I got this gig coming up. Let me build this kind of board or whatever. And then started doing it for other people, and it eventually grew into a business right after COVID. And it's been a lot of fun. And I like being able to do both. It's cool.
Because you still play a lot.
I still gig every weekend pretty much with several different bands and things like that. And it can definitely feel like a job, you know, like you're not doing it.
The playing or the
playing.
gig building? Oh.
Just because, you know, you're being hired to play these songs, 50 songs or whatever. You're not really hired for you necessarily. It's like almost any guitar player can do the job. Though I don't know how true that is either, because it is pretty demanding in many ways, and there's a high expectation of preparedness and knowing a bunch of different kind of music. But then I started the pedal boards. That's been fun. That's been great, getting to meet players and also seeing what players do as far as like touring or whatever. And, you know, it sort of shows me too, like, maybe I don't really want to get into that or get into this or whatever. Yeah, just kind of the pedal board thing kind of happened by accident, but the guitar playing thing was like a 5-year plan type thing that I was doing since I was like 12, when my dad took me on a tour of MI for my birthday.
That's cute.
He was like, one day this could be yours. And I was like,
One
yay.
day you'll have so many loans and you'll owe this place so much money.
Yeah.
You'll never be able to pay back.
It's funny because I came here on the Metrolink, and for the last like 6 months of MI, I had to take the Metrolink from Riverside to LA. And I was walking through Union Station and just remembering like I couldn't afford it, like buy food. So I would pack all my lunches and stuff, because I came with a lunch pail, and I was like, dude, I used to have just like a ham and cheese, some chips, a cookie, and an apple, and a bottle of water in a little brown paper bag.
Yeah.
And I had to make that work for the entire day I was out here. And
sucks being poor, dude.
you know, man, I wouldn't trade it for the world, dude. It's part of the whole experience.
No, I mean, it is funny. It's like, I think it's fun. I mean, it's brought a lot of people together. I mean, me and Enrique met there. Our first band, like we all went to Mount.
Your wife?
A lot of my friends, a lot of people, you know. So it's like, I think just believing in that you're going to be this thing.
Yeah.
It's part of the equation.
Right,
It's like you
right,
have to
exactly.
just like really
I
genuinely
wouldn't trade it for anything. Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
like, but it's that. It's like the school thing. I sometimes hate to bring that up because so many people always ask me, it's like, oh, if you want to be a guitar tech, like on the road, that's part of the equation. You have to go to like a building school. And it's like, you don't. I
Right.
mean,
a lot of players that we work with didn't go to school, and they're doing
you know
the
what I mean?
biggest
It's
gigs
like,
ever. Yeah.
so it's sometimes I hesitate to say that, especially like in such, like when people ask me on Instagram, because I get asked a lot. It's like, yeah, this whole thing. It's like, you guys are hearing the short version of like, how did you get into it? And it's like, there's
a lot of years.
I moved out here 2009. It's like, but the quick version is the thing that you just heard of, like, you know, but there's so many things, so many funny setbacks that I can call them funny now because I can look back and from this vantage point of like, okay, cool. Like I got through that.
Yeah.
And I think the industry is really changing now.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of things that are different. Like Instagram is a big factor.
Yeah.
Like social media is a big factor.
Yeah.
Like your presence online is a huge factor versus like, I joked about having a website. It's like, I mean, you don't.
An
It's like it's
EPK.
more important, it's more important to like have this presence,
Right.
this reputation online.
Right.
That's done wonders for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, most of my business as a rig builder has all been online.
It's like, how do you
Instagram, social
teach
media.
that?
Right.
How do I teach someone when it's like, how do you get into it? I'm like, well, you've got to start an Instagram. It's like,
You keep trying stuff, I think, right? Something will stick at some point. You just got to keep trying stuff.
Yeah.
That's my experience. It's just like, well, that gig didn't work. This thing didn't work. Oh, I'm not going to be this kind of guitar player, or I'm not going to be this kind of rig builder or whatever. You know what I mean?
It's a loaded question because I
Sure.
feel like someone's asking you when they ask me,
Yeah.
how did you get into this thing? It's like, I think there's a curiosity as to like, is that something that I can do?
Yeah.
Do you know, like,
Yeah.
if I don't live in California, if everything we're saying is like we went to this school with these, it's
Yeah.
like, I'd assume that a lot of the people for me that ask me that question, it's like, I want to listen to your answer and think that's a really hard life. I'd rather not.
Sure.
Or, maybe there's this like path already through a university
Yeah.
or whatnot that I can do it because I don't have a business. I never went to a business school. And I get asked all these things a lot always. It's
Yeah.
like, well, how do you run? I'm like, dude, I don't know. I don't.
It's interesting. Yeah, because even for me, it's not that there wasn't any other option. I was ready to do whatever I would have to do to make a living or whatever ended up happening. I think in my mind, it was like, this is just what I do. And I just kept doing it. And I kept getting into, first as a guitar player, gigs, this and that. How did you get into this? I just kept showing up.
But I think for our connection is like,
Yeah.
I would work on your guitars.
Yeah.
We have a funny story of how we met. But
and we both met doing something that we were both like,
we were playing, and I did the old
I didn't
like,
want to show up, but I did it.
yeah.
You
And
know?
then it's like, and it was that classic meme of like, yo, bro, can I borrow your amp?
Yeah.
Because I didn't bring an amp because I was told,
Or a pedal board.
or a pedal, because I was told that all this gear was gonna be there, and Johnny was a guitar player,
Yeah.
and I was in my band.
Because I was playing in multiple lineups.
Yeah. You're like the house band.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was told, oh, you could just borrow stuff. And I guess the guy that told me that didn't.
Of course, he told me when I got there.
Yeah.
He's
Hey,
like,
man.
hey, this guy's gonna use this. I was like, who's this guy? I don't know why we automatically get like,
Because it's annoying. Because it's
Yeah.
like, dude, like, I'm carrying this stuff and you're not. Dude, I get it.
Sure,
It's annoying
sure.
as hell.
Yeah.
And then I started working on your guitars.
Yep.
And then I remember like you'd always talk about like, like the rig building and
Mhm.
pedals. And you've naturally always liked
Yeah.
that stuff. Like even to this day, I'm like, dude, every fuzz pedal to me sounds the same. I'm sorry, internet world.
I know.
But I'm like, whatever,
I
but
spent
I get
3
it.
hours with Alex Feder
Exactly.
trying out 5 different.
So it's like, but I remember like you were like, oh, maybe this is something. I remember when you would like, we'd have these conversations
we
of
had a
like,
lot.
oh, I think I want to maybe do this for a living. And then you did it. And you just start,
Yeah, exactly.
I think you just start.
It's exactly.
So if there's
Truly what
any
I did.
advice that you could give someone out there that's wondering like, dude, how do I
That's what this is.
how do I get into it?
Just start.
Do you think that's it? That's your advice?
I think, well, just start and just keep doing it. If you really want to, if you really want it, At first with MI, my dad was just like, okay, you want to do this? I was like, yeah. He's like, all right, let's do it. And next thing I know, I was like, oh shit, I'm going to MI. There are moments I can think of that I questioned and I didn't do things that maybe I should have or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately for the big picture, I just dove in, and it's hard work. You're going to be sad a lot.
I think like managing your expectation, which sounds a little soul sucking, like a little like,
Yeah.
but just being realistic. I mean, even you guys are witnessing our first podcast show ever. Like
Yeah.
I my expectation is not that we're gonna put this out and it's just gonna get like thousands and thousands of views. It's
Yeah.
like, not that I'm being
Yeah.
pessimistic, but I think just like I'm okay with like if 15 of you listen to the whole way through. Like, you know what? Let's do that. If you listen to this whole podcast, leave a little comment. Be like, I listened to the whole thing. And that'll make my day. But I guess just the expectation of like, look, this is a learning process.
Yeah.
And what I used to think 10 years ago when I, like first started doing this or whatever, like versus like how I feel now about everything, even touring, like it's funny. It's like, oh, you're going to have silly little ideas that will just naturally get beaten out of you.
Yeah. I mean, it probably took all those years of soul sucking, I guess, disappointment, not managing your expectations to be able to now know how to manage those expectations and
not
be okay with it.
Yeah, and not only that, but like be able to smile and be happy about it.
Yeah.
The mistakes that you made, like the things that like went wrong, and dude, it's hard. I mean, like quick little side note, but like, dude, my buddy George, the guy who had the barber shop, dude, he closed.
I know, such a bummer.
It's like he was in business for like 3 years, and it's like, dude, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's not. And he seems like when I talk to him, like he seems like in good spirits about it because it's like, well, what else are you gonna do? And it's like, I admire that. I admire people that are willing to like do that, because at the end of the day, like no one's keeping score. No one's like, sure, people will laugh at you and be like, haha, I knew it. Nobody cares. No one's gonna remember like all the only you, like all the crappy gigs that I did, that we
so
did,
many
and
icky
it's like,
memories.
I know, and we all do, but it's like
that I'm just like, oh,
it's fun, it's like it's super fun.
It's all part of it. It's all part of it.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, I guess we both agree.
Yeah,
just go for it, give it your best shot, and
it's like, don't expect to be disappointed, but be cool with it because it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
don't let it dissuade you.
All right, so there you have it. You guys just witnessed the first episode of
Tone Time Podcast.
Yes.
Look at us go, dude. Getting things done, making it happen.
So for future episodes, we would really love some feedback.
Yeah.
Ideas of topics. Both me and Johnny have been in this industry for a while. If you guys have questions, like, I don't know, a typical day in touring or advice on rig building, etc., please let us know. We'd love to cover all those topics and more. Did we miss anything, Enrique?
I think we got it.
Cool, man.
Sounded pretty good. Just
Awesome.
follow your dreams and be true to yourself. Be real.
It's such a bummer. He's like the most handsome guy in this room, and you can't see him.
And you'll never see him.
You'll never know what I look like.
Yeah.
He only speaks like 6 words at a time. Peace.